Okay, so originally this was supposed to be a Black Bull's favorite and power ranking in one video, but I decided it just got way too long, so I'm gonna have the favorites ranking be first, and the power ranking be like in a couple days or something. It just got a little too long, and I don't want to edit a 30 to 40-minute video for this, so I think it's just easier to split it up. I think people will probably like a shorter video rather than a 40-minute one. So that's what we're gonna do. So keep that in mind as I talk about doing things later in the video that actually means in the next part. So I hope you enjoy. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a pretty big Black Clover fan, and it's my second favorite anime, right behind One Piece. And there was a time where it was my favorite. It was about a 3 month span maybe, and then I watched One Piece and it changed it. But still, it's one of my favorites. And one of those reasons is because of the dynamic of the Black Bulls. Alright? So, the point of this video today is to give my rankings, my personal rankings, who my favorite Black Bull members are, and also power rankings, because, I don't know, I think both are interesting and I have an opinion on both, so why not, right? I would appreciate if you subscribed, liked the video, and followed me on Twitter at PlatDRyan. But let's go on to the list. Got number 15 here. Look, I'll start by saying there are only two characters I don't really care for in the Black Bulls. And the first one is Henry. Now, Henry, he's interesting. Henry's interesting. But I think the concept of his character restricts him from really being a good character, if that makes sense. He's stuck in that base. He can't be around everybody because it drains his magic. So there's only so much he can do. And it's not that fun. Like when I see him, he talks slowly. I'm fine with that. Some people complain. It's whatever, but it's just a little boring. I'd rather see anybody else honestly get into anything. I'm not a huge mech fan either, so turning the Black Bull base into a mech is really just not an important thing for me. And I could live without it. I hope in the future he's able to be around people and to fight alongside them without the Black Bull base, but I don't see it happening, so he'll be number 15 probably for a while. And number 14, we have Magna. I think Magna, I can't put this nicely. I think Magna's a loser, okay? I think he got a power up, but this isn't my power ranking. We'll get to that later. I think Magna's a little boring, a little bit of a loser. I don't think he's very fun to watch fight. I don't think he necessarily has an interesting character either. He's kind of budget Asta, isn't he? Because Asta already has that underdog thing going and already like naturally kind of like weak magic, and Asta has no magic, of course, but Magna has like weaker magic than the others. That was shown when he couldn't stay at the training arc. He had to leave. And I don't want to see somebody hit people with a fire baseball bat. I don't really care. Well, things are looking up for him at least. Hopefully he can get some better character development as well. Maybe he'll go up on the list eventually. We'll see. Number 13 is Gray. Okay. I do like Gray. But the reason she's not here is because of her, she doesn't have a lot of involvement, usually. When she does, it's pretty fun. Like when she was by Gauche's side, back when the Black Bull's base was getting attacked. That was really fun. It's always, she has the most interesting power-ups in the show, honestly, besides like Noelle and Asta. When she gets something new, it's like, what, you can do that? How can you do that? It's kind of amazing when she gets something new, because you don't expect it. It's great. At first she can just transform, and then she can like copy magic and other things like that. It's really like, I'm interested to see more of her, and while she's number 13 now, I think she'll certainly go up by the end of it, because she is not done. We do not know a lot about Gray. Also, her backstory, it was okay. I don't know. I thought I had some there, but it was just Cinderella, right? Actually, no. Gauche did save her, didn't she? Didn't he? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, she has a good backstory. There we go. Point stands. Number 12 will be Gordon. Now, Gordon, I appreciate Gordon, okay? He's the obvious, like, I think most people would probably put Gordon in their bottom two because, like, he's kind of like he's like the butt of the joke. Everybody kicks him around. Everybody's like, oh, it's okay. We can make fun of him. It's just Gordon. Who cares? Gordon doesn't have feelings, but you know what? You're wrong. Gordon has feelings, and you should feel bad. He's a nice guy, okay? His family's kind of funny. Honestly, the episodes when he went to go visit his family are hilarious. I love them. Oh my god. I really just want to see more of Gordon. Because I think the more I see of Gordon, the higher up he'll go. He's just really funny. I appreciate him a lot more than I did originally. But there's not much to say for him, right? He was neglected when all the Black Bulls went to the underwater temple, and he's neglected as a joke. Like they forget about him, so there's not much there for him. But the moments where we can talk about him, they are exciting. Number 11, we have Nacht, Vice Captain Nacht. He's simply here because there's just I haven't had enough time with him yet, right? He's really interesting. I think he has some of the cooler powers in the show. I love his armor that he gets as well. I think that looks badass. And Asta having like a mentor besides Yami, I didn't see that coming. And I think him teaching Asta about his demon, and then ooh, that was good. And also his backstory was very good as well. Having his brother over there that was good friends with Yami. I loved that. Him and his brother knew Yami, and he hates Yami now. It was just sad. I do like Nock. I think he'll climb up on the list if he survives this arc. I don't know if he will. I don't know. Am I the only one who thinks he might have like something coming for him? Who knows? Number 10, we have Gauche. Now, Gauche is a creep. Okay, that's for sure. Gauche is a creep. He's weird, but for some reason he interests me. And he interests a lot of other people because he's always high on the popularity polls for whatever reason. I didn't expect that, but he is. It's always good to see moments where Gauche is an actual person and not just obsessing over his sister. Because when Gauche has real character moments, I think they're pretty good. They're rare, but they're good. You take Marie out of the equation, and Gauche is a fine character. Marie is what's holding him back from being higher on this list. So, I'm not saying Marie's the problem. Gauche is clearly the problem. But, I mean, like, let's keep it moving a little bit with his character. I get, like, it's fine. It's an anime, right? Everybody has, like, their one thing. It's typical where, like, characters have that one thing that they not really defines them, but that they keep going back to as, like, their character joke. And that's Gauche's, and while it's fine, obviously it's a little annoying. But I still like him more than some others. And he's enjoyable at times. But number 9, this is where we start getting to characters that I would consider some of my favorites, I would say. And number 9 is Vanessa. Now, I think Vanessa was interesting from the beginning because up until the witch arc, we just saw her as like that that drunk girl, right? The drunk girl with strings. And she was actually neglected for a while, wasn't she? We didn't get to see much of her until the witch arc, but when the witch arc came, she got the most insane power up at the time. That was by far the best power up like of the whole show at that time. I remember watching Current and I saw that. I thought like there was a point where I thought she was the most broken in the whole series. But there is something kind of a new development. For some reason, like I see people's lists about power rankings in the Black Bulls, and I think I lost my train of thought. But Vanessa is a very interesting character. I like what she can do. I like her powers a lot. She's a great support. It's fun to watch her move Asta around. Her little thing with Yami is interesting, but I'm more of a Charlotte fan myself, so she can lay off a little bit, I hope, because Charlotte and Yami are supposed to be together, and that's just how it is. But I know Vanessa's great. Great. I love her cat. Her cat is maybe the best part of her. Number 8, we have Zora. Zora's just cool, okay? I think he has one of the better backstories. I think, he does. He literally has one of the better backstories. It was so sad. It was so sad when we see that little happy kid, and then his dad's dead. Now he's the angsty, grumpy guy he is today. And he hates Magic Knights because of it. Because those bastards betrayed his dad, who were in the Magic Knights. And I hate those Magic Knights. And when Zora was introduced, and I was a little weary of him. I thought he was looking like a villain. I don't think that's very atypical. I think a lot of people kind of thought that he was going to be more of a villain. But when we saw that backstory and we saw what he was really about, it's I think he grew on a lot of people, and I don't think Zora is a character that many people hate. In fact, I think he's a little underutilized after the Elf arc. I want to see more of him more than almost any character. I know he's there with Magna right now, but he needs some time to shine. Like, he's there, but for what, right? He's there, but who cares, right? Everybody else is doing stuff, he's not. But anyways, I'd like to see more of him. Number 7, we have Sekre or Nero. And here's the deal. I was spoiled about the Nero is a girl, and it wasn't that bad because I was a current watcher, and at the time the manga wasn't too ridiculously far ahead, I don't think. So it wasn't too bad. But when Nero was shown to be involved with the first Wizard King, that blew my mind. That blew my mind. I loved it. I love the first Wizard King. I love the involvement with the elves back then. I love that Nero was there. Her existence makes it that much more interesting. The parallel between Asta and the first Wizard King and Nero being right by each of their side is awesome. And while I do hope she does things, because I think that is a problem with some of the Black Bulls that get added on. I think they honestly get pretty underutilized after their initial introduction, because Nero doesn't do anything. She really doesn't. I'd really like her to do things. It'd make me very happy to see her shine a little bit more. She's there right now, the same as Zora actually, right? She's there, but is she really? But number 6. Okay, now number 6 is when it cuts into like the top. These are the top 6. These are the big 6. Okay, number 6 is Charmy. Charmy is wonderful. I can't say a single bad thing about her. She's hilarious. She's the cutest character. I love Charmy. Her magic is fun. The sheep and the wolf in the sheep's wool. That's an amazing concept. Charmy might be the one who I find the most the fun to watch fight. I think Charmy is the most fun to watch fight. Whenever she has the wolf come out, that's when shit gets real, and that's when it is the best. Also, Real's development with Charmy, where he just doesn't know that Charmy is that girl that he liked. That is amazing. I don't think there's Charmy's kind of like a comic relief character in a way, but like she gets serious, and that's what I like. She finds her way into situations because she's looking for food, but she always finds her way to where she needs to go. She's kind of like Luffy, actually, from One Piece. I never thought about that until now. Number 5 is Luck. And Luck was my first, the first character I really thought was awesome. When we saw him in that second arc, the dungeon one, and we saw his, what he can do, because electric or lightning powers are always my favorite, pretty much, in everything. It's always a thing I find to be the coolest. It's like, if I could have any, I would choose electric or lightning. And I think that Luck is the best representation of lightning powers that I've seen personally. I like the little the demon claws he has with the lightning. I don't think there's any lightning powers that I've seen cooler than Luck's. And he's a crazy guy. He's a crazy damn little gremlin fuck. And I like that. I respect his terror that he wrecks on everyone else. Let's move on from Luck. Number 4 is Asta. So, some people might have been expecting Asta to be higher up, like top 2 or something. And the reason he's not higher up is just because simply I like the others more. Asta's a great character. Asta's one of the best main characters in Shonen, period. And I will fight anybody who disagrees. There's the people saying like, "Oh man, Asta's voice so bad, makes my ears hurt." But, shut up, please. You're fine. Go read the manga. He's fine. Asta's an amazing character. He has amazing character moments. He is the top, okay? No, look. We put all powers aside. You can't use powers, okay? None of the main characters in any shonen can use powers, and it's just like pure strength. Okay? Asta wins versus a lot. Versus most. There are some that can beat him, obviously. But Asta's proven himself. He's going to be kicking some people around. Or punching some people around. That man has no magic, trained every day. Every single day. He's no Saitama or anything, but hey, he can hold his own, and he's a lovable guy. You can't hate Asta. I really don't think you can. Unless you're trying to bandwagon hate Asta, I really don't think you can hate him. Like, you're trying hard to hate him if you actually hate him. And, number 3, we got Yami. I think that Asta Yami is most people's top 2, but they're my 4 and 3. And the reason Yami is number 3 is, again, I think my top 2 are the characters who have the best development in the series. That's basically what it is. But Yami's really good. And I am fearing for his life right now as he is being held by the the Dark Triad. I don't know if he's going to make it out, but hey, I hope he does. Yami is easily the most badass character in the show, I'd say. He's like the, he's like, if you see Yami show up, you know shit's serious. He's kind of like Shanks is a badass, right? We don't see enough of Shanks in One Piece to really, like, say, like, yeah, Yami and Shanks are a parallel, but if you kind of get what I mean, like, I think Yami and Shanks are pretty close on badass levels. Like, if we're doing, like, anime badass tier list, I'd put Shanks and Yami both up there at the top. Like, Yami's strong. Yami is the biggest Chad in existence. And if you disagree, tell me why you disagree, because I think you're wrong. But, I am interested about Yami's past. I think that's something people don't talk about a lot. Because he came from a different country. And the thing with Black Clover right now is that, how the story's going, obviously is not going to end until Asta becomes the Wizard King, because that's how Shonen works, but what's beyond these 4 kingdoms right now? Obviously we know Yami's from somewhere out further, but all we know right now are these 4 kingdoms, so I'm wondering, like, what's after this arc? Where do they go? What's next? Will they go out to where Yami is from? Maybe. And that's what I want to see. Anyways, this is a favorite ranking right now, and I'm talking about where Yami's from. So let's move on to number 2, which is Noelle. Right. I think Noelle is the best character in the show. Objectively the best. she's not my favorite because best does not equal favorite. People gotta understand that. I think Noelle's the best character in the show. If you're a Noelle fan, there you go. You won. She has the best character development, some of the best power ups, some of the best backstories. Her family issues are something that I really find interesting. It's the most satisfying moments in the series is when Noelle proves herself to people who look down on her, and that's not wrong. Noelle proves herself time and time again. She has proven herself to be strong, stronger than most of her siblings, right? Because she could beat any of them now. Like, screw them. They don't come anywhere near her. I think she's straight up, like, I know, like, you Jujutsu Kaisen fans may disagree with me and say Nobura, but I think Noelle's maybe the best shonen female character. And, please feel free to disagree with that if you want to, but that's just my opinion. And number one, you might have guessed it by now, as there is one man missing. That is Finral. Now, Finral is number one because I love his character moments, really. Finral and Langris moments are honestly peak Black Clover, and I think the best moment in the whole series is when the Black Bulls come to save Finral during the fight versus Langris. Finral is usually the kind of character I like, and that's for sure. I like, in One Piece, I like Sanji. In My Hero, I like Denki. And, he's a typical me character, the characters that I go for, but I think he's still one of the best developed characters in the series. I think he's had a lot of character focus, and I really appreciate that, because I chose him from the beginning, and I got lucky. Finral fans got lucky, and we are living right now. But yeah, those are my favorite characters. Next, let's go over to the power rankings and see what happens. But I gotta record that a different day, or maybe later. I might be wearing different clothes. Who knows? So I'll see you when I see ya.